CCMA's Meghan Patrick. I told you I was going to do it.
Okay. We're doing it anyway.
Okay. Megan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm seeing so many people that I love that I haven't seen in a long time. It's always like a big family reunion every year.
That is what we're hearing. It's like a family reunion every year, which is so nice.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're the British cousins that no one invited.
Hey, listen. We were just talking about this before we started the interview. My grandmother's from Liverpool, so you're my people.
We're okay. Yeah. We've got that on film as well.
Yeah.
You're nominated for Album of the Year.
Yeah,
Insane.
It's crazy. I'm so honored. This, especially for this record specifically. It's the most personal record I've ever made. It's the thing I'm most proud of, and just to have that recognition is awesome.
Yeah, it's called Golden Child, which I love that because there's always one of those in every family, right?
Yes, yeah, and the whole that I wanted to name the record that. So I had actually decided to name the record Golden Child before I wrote the title track Golden Child, and it actually was pulled from the first line of the first song of the record, Blood from a Stone, and I was a golden child, and I was very much raised and kind of conditioned to believe that my value is tied to my success. If I was not successful, I was not valuable. And so, the underlying theme of the record is very much a journey of just healing and learning how to love myself and, talking about digging into all of the most difficult things I've been through that have shaped me into the person I am today. And, part of it was cathartic for me, to write it and put it into songs. But I also, when I was making this record, I asked myself a few questions. Is this the truth? Is it honest and authentic? And am I putting something good into the world by doing this? Is this going to help somebody? And I think, that is what I want my legacy to be. Not the trophies on the shelf, but knowing that I wrote songs that said things that other people wouldn't say, and I wrote songs that made people feel less alone and felt, empowered them to speak their truth or to set boundaries and get out of abusive relationships, whether it's in a family or a romantic relationship. And so I think, I've, even without any of this acknowledgement, which is great, I'm not going to say that I don't love that, of course I do, but I've already gotten so much just validation and acknowledgement from the fans and the listeners, and knowing that my songs have had that kind of impact, that's my legacy,
And it is such a vulnerable, personal album. From that body of work, what was your hardest song to write, and then what is your favourite song to play?
Blood from Stone was definitely the hardest one to write. The day I wrote that song, I was incredibly emotionally raw. And to be honest, it was the first time I said a lot of those things out loud, let alone putting them into a song. And when I first, wrote it, I kind of thought, I'm just going to write this for me, and maybe it'll never see the light of day. But the more people I showed it to, the more people were like, you need to put this out. This is, because I think also, talking about troubled family relationships, there's a bit of a stigma around it. And for people who, thankfully don't know what it's like to have an abusive or toxic parent, they're like, well, how could you say that? Or how could you, cut them out of your life? That's your mother or that's your father. And it's like, well, being a family member doesn't give somebody a free pass to abuse you. And so I wanted to say it out loud and talk about my experience so that others who felt like that, I could take that stigma away and let them know that it's okay for you to speak about what you've been through. You have a right to speak about it, and you have a right to protect yourself and set the boundaries you need regardless of who that person is to you.
That's a special track.
Obviously, it's great to get that validation from your own Canadian country music community here. Obviously, there's huge support for you in the UK as well.
That was crazy. I went for the first time this year for C2C, and I was going in, okay, nobody's going to know me, and I'm going to win them over. And they knew, not just the singles, everything, all of my records. And that was something I thought was so cool about the fans in the UK is that, if they find an artist they like, they buy everything. They buy every record.
Oh, yeah.
They learn every song, the deep cuts, the B-sides. sides, and as a songwriter and like music lover and fan myself, because that's how I am, you know, when I listen to music. Like, I don't just listen to the singles, I listen to the full records, and I just really loved and respected that about the fan base there, and was just blown away by how many people knew me. Like, I felt like, I don't know, I just felt so welcomed. It was an amazing experience.
Oh, good. We do like to revise for a gig in the UK. We are big on that. So now you know that there is a big fan base for you back there. Do you think you'll pop across the pond anytime soon?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I would love to go back anytime, and you know, I'm hoping to continue building that fan base. You know, it is expensive to get over there for sure. It's a lot of travel, but it was, you know, doing the whole C2C thing. I mean, it was really one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I loved the people there. I loved the fans. So I'd love to be able to get back there with my whole band and do like a proper tour.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, while we're waiting for that moment to happen, we have a gift for you from the UK.
Okay.
You got a Mary Poppins pocket?
I don't have a Mary Poppins pocket this time, but it is on that desk over there.
Okay. We wanted to give you something that would remind you of us, and we thought, what better than tea and biscuits from the UK? So there you go. There's a little gift from 65 Country UK.
Thank you.
Some tea and some biscuits.
I'm going to have this tomorrow morning.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Love it. Meghan Patrick, everybody.